Everybody, welcome back to our next educational video. Today we're going to be talking about how to find stocks that are moving. So building a watch list, maintaining that watch list with the help of some free tools, and then developing a pre-market routine so that each morning you know exactly what you're looking at. All right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so let's get started here with just a brief PowerPoint. I'm just going to walk you guys through some of the stuff that I just mentioned in the intro video, and then I'll dive into ThinkorSwim and show you guys a couple of tips and tricks. So with that being said, the first step on how to find moving stocks is to build a watch list, right? You want to create a basket of about 20 or 30 stocks that you're familiar with. For me, I look for the large cap optionable ones with high liquidity. So think basic: Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Square Cash, Boeing, General Motors, American Airlines, right? Large cap names that generally speaking have really high liquidity, right? So the next thing you're going to want to do is familiarize yourself with these charts. You're going to want to make sure you know what's in an uptrend, what's in a downtrend, what's moving sideways, where are the potential trades on any given week or any given day, right? This core list of stocks, this 20 or 30 that you have, you want to be very familiar with them so you have an understanding of where they'll be and what price point they'll be at. So this is our core watch list, right? We're going to refer to it daily, probably even intraday, multiple times throughout the day, right? This is the watch list that we check first above all else, just to see if there's any of our core favorite names with an A+ or a good setup to trade. So the second step of this is to use a free software to scan for setups, right? And so what you're going to be doing with this is using something along the lines of ThinkorSwim or FinViz or TradingView or any of the free sort of programs or platforms out there that will allow you to scan for stocks. You're going to want to be scanning for what is gapping up and what's gapping down, right? And the whole goal of this is to find setups and names that have potential trades outside of your core watch list. That way you're not limiting yourself to those 20 that you mainly focus on, right? So the goal of this will be to find trades that align with the overall market trend, right? So you want to find trades where if the market is strong that day, you're taking long entries to go along with the strength in the market. Or if the market is weak that day, you're taking short entries to go along with the weakness of the market, right? And again, this is the same thing. You're scanning the setup for setups the same way you would on your core watch list. But the reason you're scanning for gap up and gaps down is you're looking for the extremes of when the market is really moving strong in one direction or the other, right? So again, think of this as like your watch list enhancer. You're going to use these programs to find stocks that you want to trade when you can't find a particular setup that you want within your core watch list, or when you think there's a better setup out there that aligns with the overall market trend. That's the key. All right. So third and finally, and the most important step of all, I would say, is developing a pre-market routine, right? You need to have a pre-market routine for what you're looking for in each stock, what you're looking for in each morning, the trade potential idea that you are looking at in general, right? This is hands down the most important step. So what we talked about on the last slide in scanning, how we're going to be wanting to scan for large gaps up or large gaps down, what you're going to want to be doing on your watch list each morning. This is literally my routine is I check by percentage up and percentage down. And that literally is just telling me what are the strongest names out there on the board and what are the weakest names out there on the board, right? And sometimes it'll vary because things will be gapping down, but they'll have good chart structure. And that'll all come with your further analysis, right? But the beginning and the basis of my pre-market routine literally comes with me sorting by percentage change from the previous day, right? So from there, what we do is we look for patterns that we are familiar with on longer time frames, right? That's the first step of what we do. We scan for names plus up or down, sort by percent change, and then we start looking at weekly charts, right? Start looking at weekly, start looking at hourly charts, and start analyzing saying, okay, what are the potential trades that I could take on these charts? We then use smaller time frames to help us nail down potential entries, potential exits, stop losses, everything like that. And actually, if you've watched my last video where I talk about a basic day trading strategy, this video lines up with that one really well, right? You can use this video to figure out how you want to be looking for stocks, and you can use that video to sort of figure out a basic day trading strategy on how to trade those stocks, right? So with that being said, what I'm going to do here is wrap up the PowerPoint and take you guys over to ThinkorSwim. And in ThinkorSwim, I will show you just a couple of tips and tricks that I use for scanning and for finding names that I want to trade. But yeah, so we'll dive in there next. Okay, so here we are on ThinkorSwim. You can see that I have my watch list over here on the left and a couple of charts that are linked together. So they'll both be showing the same ticker over here to the right, right? So this is my watch list here. And again, what you can do is as you quick watch this, it'll give you a ton of different options. So I have a few different ones that I use. I have current, I have this, and then it also has a ton of public watch lists that ThinkorSwim includes for you in ways that you can potentially find different stocks with setups that you like, right? So one really cool hack that you can do is you can link your watch list to these charts. And from there, once you're scanning on here, you can just use the arrow key on your keyboard to literally scan through some of these names, some of these weekly charts, and find setups that you're familiar with and setups that you think will provide potentially good trades and good entries, right? So I really, really love ThinkorSwim for this. It's a really easy feature you can do. You link your watch list, right, to your charts. And then from there, you can also use the public watch list that they have built in. Like let's find the gap ups of the day, right? So if you're a penny stock trader or if someone who trades small caps or looking for more momentum trades, you can look at some of these smaller cap stocks that are gapping up and look for, again, familiar chart patterns, or use the strategy that I talked about in my last video, right, of using the opening price. So with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. It was very straightforward, very quick and to the point. And please let me know what you would like to see more, what kind of content you'd like to see more of from me in the future. So I will see you all soon. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. All right, cheers.